back, everybody. How's my Saucey fam doing today? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you had a great day. This one, considering recent events, this one has me very intrigued. So I had to check it out. Top 10 dark Oscar moments you won't believe actually happened. Now, I still can't believe that this happened. And a whole bunch of people still think it's staged. Listen, Will Smith's one of the greatest actors of our time, no doubt about it. But his emotion when he went and sat back down was very, very real. He was mad. And then the reaction of some other people like Jim Carrey and stuff, it was real. I am very confident in saying it was real. Obviously, us mere civilians will never know 100% certainty. But it was real. That's my feeling anyway. Let me know what you think. Let's check this out, man. If you guys are new here, subscribe to the channel. Throw a like on the video. Join the best family on YouTube. The Saucey fam. We'd love to have you. Let's check it out.
Okay, so last night was a little crazy. Will Smith got an Oscar, Chris Rock got a fat lip. We're still not sure what exactly happened, but I'll do my best to get to the bottom of it. Let's do it. But first, here are the top 10 dark Oscar moments you won't believe actually happened. Kicking off the list at number 10, Seth MacFarlane. Since we're all talking about
there's not much you could say about Seth that I wouldn't believe. So this should be good.
Joke going awry, we have to kick this list off with perhaps the most insufferable musical number I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen Cats with James Corden, so that says something. 2013, Seth MacFarlane is hosting the Academy Awards, and he made a few dark jokes. Yeah, he crossed the line a few times, but that happens with a lot of great hosts. People loved Ricky Gervais. Guy's ruthless. Guy said worse things than anyone here combined. The Academy Awards gave Seth MacFarlane a shot. Family Guy's wildly successful, and this is a time when Ted was just wildly successful before, so he does a musical number on, yeah, the whole bit is about how we've seen some of the actors at the Academy Awards tonight, how we've seen some of their in their movies. That's the entire
How we've seen some of their what?
bit. He was on season 13 of Family Guy at that point. I'm sure he had some more creative juice to try something else, really. He certainly wasn't out of material. It was set up as well with William Shatner for some reason, and it was meant to look like it was a bad hosting gig, but it was a bad hosting gig unironically. We need 3 parts for this, honestly. Let's keep going. Number 9. The wickedly talented Adele Dazeem. He knew he messed up. He did it confidently though, you know? That's why it's so funny to me. He messed up confidently. Adele Dazeem. He said it like how I order food at a fancy restaurant. Yes, I'll take the Adele Dazeem. Thank you. Who is Adele Dazeem? Can someone name their baby Adele Dazeem so it can be a real person at this point? I remember watching this and I was
Who's Adele Dazeem?
like, who is this? I asked my girlfriend, like, who is Adele Dazeem? I laughed so hard, I couldn't believe it. John Travolta was supposed to call up the wickedly talented Idina Menzel, and he flubbed the name.
Oh, wow.
I had to double check when I typed it. I'm like, it's Idina Menzel, right? It was fine, nobody got slapped in the face, but later on, Idina Menzel introduced John Travolta, and she has a funny name as well. We're on our way now to a smooth sailing. We've all laughed about it and stuff. We may have patched up some past awkwardness. Just kidding, John Travolta came on stage, and it was somehow worse than last time. Like, okay, the name thing was funny. Can you let go of her chin, John Travolta? Thanks, man. Number 8. La La Land? Question mark? Okay, so far we've had terrible musical numbers, John Travolta being John Travolta, so let's get into some more serious stuff here. Like the mix-up at the 2017 Oscars, I'm sure we remember this one, when La La Land won Best Picture for 2 minutes and 28 seconds. Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway, I'm not even including them in this situation at all because they were doomed from the start. They were given the wrong envelope. They were given the Amazing Race envelope and they're like, good luck, you're on, go. It's like, what? Wrong award, not even a thing. A PricewaterhouseCoopers employee was too busy trying to slide into Emma Stone's DMs backstage, so the presenters read off the previous award, which was Emma Stone, and it had La La Land written on it. So it was confusing, obviously. Everyone's confused. That's why he didn't come out and say it. He was like, Director Damien Chazelle, he handled it pretty well. Both films were great. To be honest, I'm glad it ended the way it did. I'm glad that Moonlight ended up winning. Yeah, I don't know, Ryan Gosling marking choreography with a sad
Wow, that's crazy. I do remember, I didn't see it live, but I remember hearing about that.
face, isn't it? It's not Best Picture material. I'd rather Adele Dazeem come back out and dance on a car with all of his boys, you know? Number 7, an awkward duo. Back in 2011, we had not one, but two hosts. How lucky were we? We had James Franco and Anne Hathaway. Well, we had Anne Hathaway.
Oh, Miss Hathaway.
Rather, and James Franco was there just kind of participating. He was just like smiling the whole time. Academy Awards writer David Wilde spoke to The Ringer about how awkward the duo was the entire time. He said it was like the world's most uncomfortable blind date between the cool rocker kid and the adorable theater camp cheerleader, end quote. Yeah, I guess it was just weird. What people may not realize because of how the show went down live, and Hathaway originally declined the offer. James Franco reached out and convinced Hathaway to be part of it. He was like, "No, you gotta do it, it's gonna be so fun." Yeah, it's clear now it was just like a group project in high school. Franco just wanted to show up while Hathaway was doing the work the entire night, you know?
I was gonna say, Franco is he's a different breed, man. He's quite the character.
Hathaway told People's Magazine that Franco didn't give her anything the entire time. She says, "I just remember the night before, we were about to go up there, and me turning to everyone and going, 'Am I too much? This feels really big to me.' And the producer just went, 'No, don't do less, do more if you need to.' And I was like, okay, I guess it's going great." Number 6, Rob Lowe. Another musical number. Oh no. This time we're going back to 1989. The opening number really kicks off the night, doesn't it, for the Oscars? It's a pretty big deal, some would say. Rob Lowe does a duet with Eileen Bowman dressed as Snow White. Rob Lowe is reflected on this bashful number, saying every year he sees himself on all these embarrassing lists, and rightfully so. That was in 2019 he said that, so yeah, people don't forget. Certainly not Rob Lowe. 17 big name celebrities reached out. Julie Andrews, Paul Newman. They were angry at the Oscars. They were not too happy. Some would even say they were grumpy. Number 5.
If you haven't seen the roast of Rob Lowe, I have not laughed that hard in a long time. It is incredible.
A messy acceptance. Okay, we're halfway through. We need to chill for a minute, don't we? Turning the Academy Award clocks back to 2019, Vice was cleaning up shop. Best Supporting Actor, Best Actor, Best Picture, just to name a few. The Adam McKay dramedy was projected to do well. Speeches were ready just in case, and in this case, they were needed. But sometimes you can have too many speeches. Too much of a good thing. And when the Vice hair and makeup team won, rightfully so, Christian Bale was unrecognizable, amazing, well-deserved, no doubt. When Greg Canham, Kate Biscoe, and Patricia Dehaney won, they walked on stage to collect their well-deserved Academy Award. Nobody seemed to know who was going to talk first, or how much talking they should do, or what's gonna happen. I mean, to be fair, they rush you out of a speech after like 18 seconds at the Oscar. Sometimes you gotta motor sometimes. But Greg began his speech before his colleagues were even ready. And then he stopped and everyone else kind of began their speech. It was just a lot of folding papers and then cut to commercial. It was so cringe, nothing really happened. To be fair, I don't know what I'm saying here sometimes, I'm riffing about sharks one day and spooky caves another, but I have more than 30 seconds here. I never won an Oscar. It seems stressful to win, you know what I mean? Number 4, the streaker. A streaker at the Oscars? But how? Yeah, streakers can appear anytime. They're scary. How scary is that? You just thought of that too. You're like, oh wait, they can appear anytime. In 1974, a photographer.
Yep. Sure can. I've been to many New England Patriot games. Seen many intoxicated, nude, grown men.
Photographer named Robert Opel, who at the time was working for LGBTQ magazine, interrupted host David Niven while he was about to introduce Elizabeth Taylor to present the Best Picture award. So the timing here was really not ideal. I mean, when it comes to a naked person suddenly appearing while you're doing your job, I don't think there's ever good timing either, Niven turned the energy around. He made a joke saying, "Isn't it fascinating to think that probably the only laugh that man will ever get in life is by stripping off and showing his shortcomings?" Insert air horn, what a roast. Beep, 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 beep. That guy got roasted, blasted. I'm all for messages and
That's wit right there. That is wit. Elite wit.
sending them and having said important messages be received, but you can't make everybody look at you naked out of nowhere. It's not fair. There's other ways. Number 3, James Cameron. Look, man, we get it. Titanic was good. The movie, not the event, obviously. You get it. You know what I'm saying. So it comes to no surprise that in
He is Chris D'Elia, like, all day, man. All day. His mannerisms. I said it the last time we saw him host one of these. He is Chris D'Elia. I would love to ask him who his influences are, because I guarantee you that would be number 1. He's hilarious.
1998, James Cameron, old Jim Cameron over here, won Best Director for Titanic. 1998, that's a big year. Titanic was released like 3 more times afterwards. It's still top dog at the box office, somehow. That's great.
98 was a huge year, definitely. I just don't know because, well, Maine froze over and, no, literally, you couldn't leave, you couldn't drive, you couldn't go anywhere because all of the woods fell onto the roads and we were all without power for 3 weeks. 18 days for us. Some people it was over a month. It was a good time. Melting snow in the bathtub to cook or wash yourself. Yeah. Yep, 98 was a great year. So I'd love to hear what happened. Please tell me about it.
But when James accepted the award, he quoted his own film. Yeah, he shouted, "I'm king of the world," the line from the movie Titanic. Marlon Brando didn't even accept his award for Best Actor in 1973. Instead, he gave the spotlight to Native American activist Sacheen Littlefeather. I'm not including that as a dark moment, obviously. I'm just comparing the two. You can quote your own movie after you win, or you can try and do a little something something. Many called James arrogant after the incident, and until he releases Avatar 2, I will have to agree. Quite selfish that one is. Number 2, Jimmy Kimmel's surprise guests. I had to include this one because we often overlook.
Wait, are we getting an Avatar 2? Was that a real thing that he just said? Oh my god, that movie. It's like everything I want besides the paralysis. That movie. Yes, Avatar 2.
How bad when I. Number 2, Jimmy Kimmel's surprise guests. I had to include this one because we often overlook how bad of an idea this one really was. Jimmy Kimmel, he's hosting the 2017 Academy Awards. This guy is used to going with it. He can roll with awkward moments on air. That's his job all the time. Jimmy was actually smoothing things over quite well during the Moonlight La La Land mix-up. He's great. He performed well. This was just a dangerous decision, plainly. So Jimmy surprised a bus full of tourists and the Oscars. He brought them all into the live show. Unbeknownst to them, they were about to be on live TV. This was only like 2 years before COVID. We brought strangers into a theater with that many people. Random people from outside, just, hey, come on in, it'll be funny. Everybody's always nervous about Joaquin Phoenix and what he might say or do, yet we're bringing in strangers into the Oscars literally from the street. Luckily, the situation was awkward rather than, unsafe. It really was awkward. Jennifer Aniston gave somebody her sunglasses just as a wedding gift. It was fine, but it easily could not have been fine. And finally, number 1, the slap. The reason you're all here, let's talk about it. The last time I heard about a slap this big was when Batman slapped Robin. Yeah, World's Finest, issue 153. Batman grabs Robin afterwards and yells in his face, "Are you with me or are you against me?" Jokes aside, I don't think Will Smith smacking Chris Rock last night at the Oscars was planned. I'll start with.
I totally agree. Look at Chris's face. And you can see, look at Will's neck. Like, he went for it, man. He's trying to take his face off. He went for it. That was not staged.
That. There were talks on if the Oscars should even happen in the first place, considering, the world and what's happening. Sean Penn was the talk of the town prior. The actor spoke out and stated that he would destroy his own Oscar if Zelensky wasn't allowed to speak during the broadcast. So yeah, there's other stuff going on right now. I really don't think at this time Jada, Will, and Chris are backstage planning a hair loss bit. You know what I mean? So if it's not a stunt, what's gonna happen now? You can't just assault people.
Honestly, I get people, dark jokes are a thing. I get that. I am a humongous comedy fan. That's a line you don't cross that line. That's a really personal. I don't know. You don't cross that line. To me. If that was my wife, I would not have had an open hand. That's all I'm going to say. I would not have had an open hand. That's not funny. That's not funny.
While they're doing their job. At no point did.
And I will say, I love Chris. Chris Rock is top 3 for me, easy. He was one of my first comedians he was probably the first comedian, actually, that I fell in love with and just watched all of his stand-up bits. He's an incredible talent, but I'm sorry. That one wasn't funny.
A stunt, what's gonna happen now? You can't just assault people while they're doing their job. At no point did Ricky Gervais ever get slapped for pushing the envelope. Do I think Chris Rock has the ability to make other jokes and maybe he should have penned this one out? Probably. A little bit ill. But he was hired to make jokes for this night, just like Gervais was. People are saying that Will Smith has taken too much. People have been making fun of his marital problems for so long and all that stuff. I agree, but it doesn't mean you can hit people. Kanye interrupted Taylor. He hasn't smacked anybody, you know what I mean? There's a difference between being famous and also not not being okay emotionally or mentally. People have moments, and when you're famous, you're always being watched and judged, but you can't cheap shot people on TV. That's also not a solution. Guys, I've been your host, Taylor McWaters. Those are the top 10 dark Oscar moments you won't believe actually happened. If you want a part 2, gladly, let's do it. See you next time, Most Amazing Top 10. Peace.
I get there's a time and a place. You shouldn't have done it there. I get all that. There's the obvious, right? But I don't think any differently of Will for that. Do you? I just don't. I don't think any husband would. You just don't. I don't know. That's my take on it. Let me know what you guys think. That was quite the list. I hope they do a part 2 and 3. I'm sure they will. Yeah. I had something I wanted to say about one of them. I don't remember what it was now. Oh, who remembers The Man Show? Huh? Who's old enough that remembers The Man Show? With Jimmy Kimmel and Adam Carolla. That's how I got introduced to Jimmy Kimmel. My dad loved that show, and I watched it probably a lot younger than I should have, but it was hilarious. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, hit the subscribe button for me. Throw a like on the video. Go check out the Patreon if that's something you're interested in. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves and each other. Stay safe out there, guys. Peace out, Saucey fam.